2, 1, here we go.
Podcasting from the 84 Design Studios in Greenville, South Carolina. This is the Almost a Show podcast. Now heard on your iPhone and Android with the Stitcher app.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that Jay is jamming out over there.
Dude, I am just feeling it. It kind of sounds like Arcade Fire.
That's what I was going for, man. I don't know who those guys are, but it's good for them.
Yeah, well, as long as it's free and YouTube doesn't try to shut us down.
You know what, YouTube, we love you.
We do love you.
We welcome you to the Almost a Show podcast. The podcast that's live, the only live podcast, except for all those other live podcasts that we don't know about. Of course, you can listen to us on YouTube, 11 p.m. East, 8 p.m. West. As you can see, the sun is still kind of up through Jay's window.
I know. New view tonight.
You know what I wish?
Purple wall.
You know what I wish you could play right there?
What?
I wish you could play "Come to My Window."
Yeah, that would definitely be. Are you trying to monetize your video?
You know, honestly,
non-royalty-free music denied.
Honestly, probably even singing that, we get busted on that one a little bit. You can, by the way, true story. Speaking of royalties, we play this music now that you have no clue who it is. Because you're like, who the crap is that? It's because we get busted all the time by YouTube and by the royalty people. Like, yeah, you can't play Kanye West because Kanye West will come and like take your house and your car and the ground from up underneath you because he sucks at life.
Well, YouTube's actually kind of interesting. So they have their own lawyer system in place. But it's like digital, so it literally, this algorithm that they created listens to every single thing that's put up on YouTube, and it tries to pick frequencies or something that's picked out, and instead of having these companies come out to sue you, Google just says, hey, you can leave it in the video, you can't monetize it. So we could play Kanye, and we could play all that other stuff, but any money that it did happen to make off advertisement would go to Kanye, it wouldn't go to the creator.
Good for Kanye. I don't think he has enough money. I don't. I think Kanye needs more money. But saying all that to say that, yeah, we had to play these as I like to call them, the Say What Pod instrumentals. Say What podcast has some dope ass music that they play. I love that they play it all throughout their show. I'm a fan listening to it. Hearing it in my head would drive me nuts for an hour. Because we do it live, I'm sure they produce it and all that stuff. Your boy is tired.
Yeah, you sound like you've had a rough weekend.
Dude, I feel like I've been...
First part of the week hasn't been great either, so striking out, son.
I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I don't know why. Like, I feel so tired, man. It's 11 o'clock over here on the East Coast. What up, son? And I'm dragging. Like, I can feel myself dragging, and I know why. Like, the sinuses are getting to me. Like, the South has these things called sinuses. I don't know if you know what that is.
Never heard of it.
It's like where your nose just stops up. You sound different. Like, I probably don't sound the same, do I?
A little nasally. I mean, not too bad, though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you know if you're watching live on YouTube, I have a new filter that I put up. It's called Smooth.
A smooth filter.
A smooth filter.
Another song that comes to mind is Smooth Operator.
And the new filter, it's like a whole new show.
Well,
coming from last week.
With last week was a damn debacle. Let's just be honest.
No, it wasn't bad. We had more views on that video than we had since the first video, so people obviously watched it.
We had Jesus Christ on last week.
That was the kicker.
From Ottawa, Canada, or Ontario, or wherever Rob Ford is from.
No, he's not from the other side of Canada. He was from Surrey, BC.
Anyway, that's where Jesus Christ is on. Hopefully, Jesus Christ will watch again. We appreciate it. But yeah, bro, I'm dragging, man. I don't know what it is. It's my sinuses in my head, and I've just been working. So I literally want to yawn. Like right now, I want to be like. Just yawn and let it out.
You got the mute button? Just smash on that bad boy real quick. There you go. Oh, that was good. How do you feel?
All right, I'll see you later, man. I'm taking it.
That's what you did last week. You just got up and left, so.
I did.
Wouldn't be the first time. There he goes. He gone.
No, I'm really not trying to leave. I'm stuck on wires here.
No, he's taking off.
Sorry, I'm stuck on these wires.
Long ass cord. Anyway, so you can interact with us on YouTube, youtube.com/almost. I almost said almost say what pod. YouTube.com/almost a show pod. And you can leave little comments in there. Jay can take care of all that. I'm just gonna sit back and relax. That's why I got Jay, man. Hey, listen, your boy produced a show map. I did some work.
Yeah, here. If you're watching on YouTube, see if we put this up on you. So we're not just rambling and going through stuff. Look, we're checking things off as we're going. We're moving on. Sneak preview.
Yeah, I'm not checking that stuff.
Right.
Anyway, and you can also watch at almostashow.com, and then of course the replay on Stitcher, iTunes, and the TuneIn app. Home Slice.
Word. So
anyway,
go for it.
Did you watch the VMAs, Home Slice?
No.
How does that work with you guys? Like, do you have to wait till it's over to watch it, or do you watch it at like 4:30 in the afternoon?
No, we it'll play when it would play for you, just at that time specifically. So if it's on at 7 Eastern, we don't watch it at 4.
Specifically.
Specifically. No, so it would just come on 7 Pacific time.
So it was 9 o'clock our time, so it was like 6 o'clock your time.
Right.
So
but we don't get to watch it at 6. We get to watch it at 9 when it airs.
Okay, so you got to wait for the replay then.
Yeah, so you guys catch it live, and then we watch the replay, which it kind of sucks because if you're on Facebook or Twitter and you got friends on the East Coast, which is not a problem for me because I don't give a shit anyways, but you can kind of find out who wins every award, and then you could just, if you're in like a Grammy pool, I heard that's a thing. You got like a bracket on who's going to win stuff. You could just sneak in.
So okay, so did you watch the what are they called, the VMAs?
No.
All right, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, if my computer locks down and I go away, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my computer tonight. Which, by the way, and we need to break that down real quick. 10 minutes before the show, my computer decides to restart 8 times with updates.
It's a PC.
I need a Mac, bro.
You do need a Mac. I use PC at work, and it's literally the most frustrating thing to do. It takes me way longer to do my work just because of the archaic nature of Windows.
Anyway, ADD. Look, I watched the VMAs only because I'm closing this program. So if I go away, folks, I apologize. I watched the VMAs only to sarcastically tweet all night long, and it all started with Nicki Minaj. And I don't know if you know Jay, but she has a new song out.
I do.
It's called Anaconda. It samples the Baby Got Back sample.
Yeah, he's from here. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, good for him. He seems like a great guy. At least, have you ever met? I almost said Cisco. Have you ever met Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Cisco? No, I've never met Cisco or Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Weird, because it's Seattle. You'd think you'd run into him.
Yeah, well, he DJs afternoon on Cube 93, which is like the local hip hop station.
Sir Mix-a-Lot is the DJ there.
Yep.
Wow.
It's like the noontime mix down or something like that with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You don't lie, bro. You get down to it. You're like, yo, it's noon. I'm gonna get my lunch on. I'm gonna turn it to Q95 or whatever it is.
Cube 93.
So it's the Sir Mix-a-Lot sample. Nicki Minaj, which the song blows already, she goes out on stage and tries to pull off a Miley Cyrus from the year before.
Right.
We all remember Miley Cyrus twerking it on stage and acting a fool. And this was what Nicki Minaj did. She went on stage, like, I think that ass is made of balloons, bro. That ass is not real.
Who else? What's Iggy Azalea?
Iggy Azalea. Now, I think Iggy Azalea's is real.
But Nicki Minaj. Nicki
Minaj. Yes, Nicki Minaj.
Hers is not, according to you.
Minnie Minaj's is, but Nicki Minaj's isn't.
It's her less ghetto sister, Mickey Minaj.
So anyway, so she gets on stage, acts a fool. It's so stupid. It's funny because the cameras are trying to, of course, if you watch the VMAs, this is how it works. They go find a bunch of people that are like 16 and just like want to be on TV, and they go, "Hey, you want to be in the pit, which is right there with the stages?"
Right.
Oh my God, yeah. So, they rush and they're all dancing. They're required to make movement. You have to make movement if you're in that area.
Right. Jump around, wave your hands.
To show this the support of Nicki Minaj's booty.
Not Mickey Minaj.
Not Nicki.
Not
So
Mickey.
so she's dancing. Bro, the camera I guess at one point just panned to the regular audience.
Right.
And those that are listening to the replay on Stitcher, you have to go back and watch on YouTube because this is people's faces.
So these are like the celebrities or the people up in the balcony, not the screaming 16-year-olds.
Yeah, this is like a Scarlett Johansson just sat down to enjoy the VMAs, and she's like,
Right.
I think it's time for a water break. Let's just go get some water.
2 minutes in. So did
So
she
VMA, do I know?
Did she open the show?
Yeah, she kind of opened. Ariana Grande, that's my girl. She opened the show. And Ariana Grande, she's had a smash hit year, so I expected that.
Yeah,
But
her
Nicki
brother's
Minaj-
on Big Brother too.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just all about some Ariana Grande. I won't lie there. Like, that's my homegirl. Like, if she walks in the studio, I would have to go to commercial break. I would.
And
So anyway.
not tell future hot wife.
Yeah. So she knows. No, she knows. I've told her straight up. I'm like, listen, you don't understand, and you never will. But she's like that about male artists. So I mean, I kind of get it.
And she's dating Big Sean. I saw that.
Listen. If you listened to Ryan Seacrest
Oh, the hits.
on any of your all the hits stations, you'll know that they're just best friends. That's what they say.
Right. Isn't Big Sean the guy that's like, oh God? Isn't that him?
Do you know a lot about hip hop, bro? I'm impressed.
Dude.
I never, like, when I first like started tweeting you, like back in the day when TJ and I did the show, I never expected you as a hip hop head. You know what I expected you for is like Christian rock.
Right. What are we? Michael W. Smith. We talked about
Yeah,
that
like we talked about last week or the week before. Like
I'm sure I've heard a Michael W. Smith song, but if you had a list of like 5 songs and said which one is Michael W. Smith's, I'd have no idea.
That's the game for next week, man. That's what we're gonna do. However, we can't play it over the air because YouTube will nab us. But anyway,
Right.
so VMAs are going through, and people are expecting Miley Cyrus to do some dumb shit, and she ends up doing something kind of cool, or at least so we thought, on the front end of things.
Right. As everything with Miley Cyrus, take it with a grain of salt.
So Miley Cyrus, she won Best Music Video for Wrecking Ball, I believe it was, for the VMAs. She goes to accept her award, but instead of her doing it, she had this kid come on, right?
Right.
What's his name? Jesse. Jesse's girl. Jesse Helt,
Better
22.
be careful. Might get flagged for Jesse's girl.
Y'all just said it.
You never
yeah.
know. They're everywhere. They're probably listening right now. We got a bad track record with them.
How many people are listening right now?
One, and it's probably the lawyer from YouTube.
Whenever there's one person watching, just one, we're gonna automatically assume it's the YouTube lawyers.
Right.
And it's one, but it's like 10 of them in a room. Like, they just said Jesse's girl. We're gonna send him an email.
It's like their voice inflection sounded very close to the song.
I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
Vanilla Ice it.
So anyway, so Miley Cyrus gets the award for VMA, or for Best Music Video. Who cares, right? So she
Right.
goes to accept it. She has this homeless guy, Jesse, go up, who like awkwardly pulls out like a sheet of paper, and like Jimmy Fallon has to hold the microphone,
Right.
but he holds it, and the guy Jesse is holding the piece of paper and the microphone and goes, "Nah, bro, I got it." Like to Jimmy
Right.
Fallon. Like if Jimmy Fallon wants to hold your microphone, let Jimmy Fallon hold your microphone.
Yeah.
So
Did
Jesse-
he win his award for best variety show or whatever?
I am not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. But still, I mean, Jimmy Fallon's had a huge year too. And I know the kid's homeless, but I know he knows what's going on with the Tonight Show.
So yeah, I'm sure they have TVs on the streets, man. You can watch it on replay on your iPad that you stole from somebody.
Or that the government gave you.
So Jesse, who was a homeless guy, is from Oregon. He reads a heartfelt speech about it, calling attention to the amount of homeless people that are in America.
Right.
And also brings light that he was one of them, was one of these homeless people.
Right.
Now, here's the kicker, I believe, that Jesse decided to go to California, right?
Mm-hmm. From Oregon originally, so just down one state.
So, okay. So he flew or whatever to California. He's going back to Cali.
Word. Your hip-hop game not as strong.
The YouTube lawyers are back at it again. I believe that's a Biggie song.
It did go from 0 to 1 as you started saying going back to Cali.
So anyway, so Jesse travels from Oregon to California to hang out with Miley. They hang out at the In-N-Out Burger. I've never been. I've heard the food's good, though. Straight dope. Cool. So this is what the issue is that Jesse is a wanted fugitive, I believe, now, right?
Yeah,
because he violated probation, right?
Exactly. So this is from thedailycaller.com. So Helt, who used to use the platform to call attention to the homeless population problem because he is, quote, one of them, was arrested in 2010 on charges of criminal mischief, criminal trespass, and burglary after he broke into a man/dealer's home because the man sold Helt bad weed. And now we see how he and Miley became friends.
Well, look, when somebody sells you bad dope,
right, you got to bust down a door, son.
I mean, raise your hands if you've never done marijuana in your life. Come on. Yeah, that's right.
Am I the only one?
Yeah, I think you're the only one.
Well,
what's
I know
funny
if I got sold bad weed, my first reaction would be, I'm busting down this dude's door.
Well, the other funny thing is that his mom ratted him out. His mom was one telling the authorities, like, yep, Miley Cyrus gave him money. He's going to California. And then I think the police showed up to try to stop him, but he'd already left.
Yeah, so he pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors, criminal mischief, and trespass, got 30 days in jail and probation, but his probation violation led to the arrest warrant. So he skipped out on that. I don't know. It doesn't say, but it does says that his mom unintentionally ratted him out and told reporters Monday that Cyrus gave him money for his trip from Oregon to California.
How do you unintentionally rat somebody out? This is what you do. You either rat somebody out or you don't rat somebody out. That's simple. That's all I'm saying.
One or the other.
I think she's mad because she didn't get any seats to the VMAs.
Right.
I think that she was like, you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna rat him out. Okay, wait, what's that? What do you mean I can't go? Why? Well, I want to try In-N-Out Burger. I've never. You know what? I'm telling the authorities. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how I think it went down.
Jesse, are you sitting in the pit? Oh, you're not in the pit?
So
you're gonna sit next to Miley Cyrus? You actually have a seat? Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Brrring. Hi, man. We're just checking in on Jesse.
Hold on, let me pick up.
Jesse.
Hold on. Wait, what is that? Hold on. Is this a telephone? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, legit. There. Look at this. This is what we're working with in the studio here.
It's even corded. It's a corded phone in this high-tech studio.
Look at. Hold on. Can this? Hold on. Let's see. Can you see this phone?
Lord.
Look at this.
That.
What is going on here?
I don't know.
I hope my boss never watches this.
We're going to talk about the 90s earlier, or a little bit later, so that may come in handy.
That's the 90s phone right there. Well, I don't know if
the authorities call Mom. Mom's like, oh, yeah, hello. Yeah, we're looking for Jesse. Just checking in. Oh, Jesse. Yeah, well, I don't know where he was planning on going, but something about Miley Cyrus and a plane ticket to California. Oh, he's not supposed to leave the state. Oh, okay. Well, he's definitely not eating In-N-Out, and definitely don't watch MTV tonight. Talk to you later. That's how that went down.
I can just see, like, as he's climbing on stage, going, "Man, it's gonna be all worth it. I'm gonna get famous. I'm gonna be a rapper."
Tucking his hair behind his ears.
And then he does a speech. He's like, "Man, if Riff Raff can do it, I can do it, man. I can do it." By the way, I had no clue who that fuck Riff Raff was until I tweeted out, "Who's Riff Raff?"
Dude, Riff Raff's taking over the game.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, and he's some white boy from the South with some mean braids.
Those are some dreads and a half, man. I wish I could have them.
He's got a
Anyway,
grill.
Jesse, you know, maybe
Versace.
maybe Jesse's watching this right now.
No.
And you know what? Honestly,
Jesse's not
Jesse.
going to jail.
Honestly, Jesse's watching this from the back of a cop car. Jesse, listen, I don't hate you for it, bro. I'd have done the same thing. Like Miley Cyrus, like I'd have hung out with Miley because I feel like she's just fun to hang out with. Like,
Right.
I think people give her too much shit. You know, she look, listen. This is how it works in the world of famousness, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get famous, you want to get known, you gotta do some crazy stuff.
Right.
Like naked on a wrecking ball, ruining Robin Thicke's marriage. That's what you gotta do. I mean, what do you think we're doing here at the Almost Show podcast? We are doing it live. We're doing it live, and YouTube lawyers get mad at us because we keep playing music we're not supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
And that's just what we're doing. But you know what? That's what you got to do to become famous. And maybe Jesse was like, you know what? This is my ticket in. I may have to spend a few weeks in jail over this, but when I come out, me and Riff Raff are gonna be rapping.
Taking over the game. I don't know what song Riff Raff he's famous for though. I just know who he is.
Man, I don't either.
No.
And I don't care.
Got a lot of money, son.
Riff Raff?
Dude, the pockets are deep.
What am I doing wrong, man? What are we doing wrong?
I don't know, but
You got a purple room with purple bro, you got purple curtains, man.
no, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're purple.
They're a deeper shade of purple.
No, they're purple, man. There's no getting around the color purple.
The one on the wall is purple, and then the curtains are purple.
like there's no getting around the color purple. Ask Oprah. She knows.
My alma mater school, purple and gold. Go Dogs.
Well, man, listen, I wish Jesse the best. I hope that things work out. I hope we find out if he's arrested or not. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, with Miley Cyrus, her being attached to the story, it ain't going away, so I'm sure we'll find out.
Maybe he goes to jail and Miley just straight bails him out. And
if
then it's
if she hasn't already.
And it's kind of like one of those Kevin Federline, Britney Spears things. And then they would get married to she gets married to this nobody, becomes somebody. They have 3 kids or 2 kids or however many kids that Britney Spears girl had, and then they break up.
Right,
and then he gets fat and then has to go to Planet Fitness every day of his life.
Dude, I saw you posting Foursquare and Swarm app.
Bro, let me tell you something.
On your Planet Fitness game, son.
TJ and I went to Planet Fitness last night.
Dude, TJ got a beard?
Yeah, he did, man. TJ's got a beard. I'll post it up on the Facebook page. Find it at almostashow.com. TJ looks like a Duck Dynasty kid.
I had one. I shaved it though. Cleaned it up a little bit. Got a haircut.
Are we doing No Shave November?
Oh, of course. Every year.
For the show, we're doing No Shave November.
I don't know how I feel because I usually rock some sort of facial hair throughout the year. It's supposed to be Movember, but I feel like guys don't have the testicular fortitude to just rock a mustache. So they're like, oh, well, it's Shave November.
When did it become Movember?
It's always been Movember.
Listen, bro, you're over there on the West Coast pot smoking crap. I get it. But it's never been Movember.
It's Movember. You're supposed to rock a mustache.
Never been Movember. It's always been No Shave November. It's a tradition. I did it last year. And I look like a 13-year-old boy trying to grow hair everywhere.
Grow a mustache.
Dude, I look like a little Mexican kid when I
Do it.
It's bad.
Do it.
It's bad. Anyway, so up next, we're going to talk about the Chairless Chair. Is this it?
The Chairless Chair. It's the laziest name for a product ever. I'm actually going to read you some blurbs of the story just so you're up to date on what's up with this. There's really no, over-the-top concept about this. What really stood out to me as a story is just the laziness of somebody that named this. It kind of reminds me of that Jim Gaffigan skit where they're talking about Hot Pocket and the jingle for Hot Pocket. And they're kind of just sitting around a table like, Jim, we need a really catchy song. And he was like, Hot Pocket. It's like, oh my God, that's brilliant. It's like the laziest thing. I feel like it's the exact same thing happening with this. They're all in a boardroom. We got this great invention. So basically what this thing does is it hooks up to your ass, and then there's like parts that hook up to your ankle, and it's made for assembly line workers.
What?
Yes, you have to see the video.
All right. We'll explain when we get back. I will say we'll go to break here in a second. But I will say Jim Gaffigan. Why can't I say his name right? It's funny. A few weeks ago, I was driving around in my car. I think I texted you the and that's for faux show sign.
Right.
I had to drive around for an hour because his hour special was on XM. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to drive around for an hour. I'm going to get lunch and drive around. And, dude, he has to get on the podcast now that we're doing this live because, bro, his inflection is beyond, like, he does this, like, inflection where he gets really, really high, like, oh, do you have 5 kids? Like, it's just, I don't know, and I cry laughing. I don't know why I got on a rant like that, but I got to let you know. That's one of my new favorite comedians, that and Louis C.K. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Chairless Chair coming up next. Hey, don't forget also today's show is brought to you by Amazon.com. You can shop Amazon through the almostashow.com website. Do it now. Check it out. You go to Amazon link at the bottom of our front page. Do all your shopping through almostashow.com. It's the almostashow.com kind of Amazon store. Basically, just picture me and Jay holding your hands, purchasing all of your purchases, and we promise not to steal any of them, all right? Shop Amazon at almostashow.com. We'll be right back.
The Almost a Show podcast is absolutely not brought to you by Starbucks, home of the salted caramel macchiato, a delicious treat for a cold winter morning.
And another corporate location smart enough to distance themselves from this madness.
What's up, AAS family? This is Trey from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on Twitter at @SATreyStelma, and you are listening to the Almost a Show podcast. Hashtag legit, son.
I love Jay's version of a commercial break. What was that?
One commercial.
I gotta yell at you for a second. I gotta yell at you.
You want me to add more stuff on top of it?
Look, so this is all right. I'm gonna explain something that happened today. I've been running around all day. I've been just like doing hashtag legit son stuff.
Right.
Like just Ryan Seacrest producing, like just doing it up. So Jay goes, at 6:30, Jay tonight, 6:30 my time, Jay goes, hey man, you got that show map slacker on Facebook? So I type up this entire show map that has bullet points, links, and even at it says dry read. It has our sponsorship for Amazon written in there. And then below it, Stitcher promo, commercial 1, commercial 2, kickoff back to music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. The kickoff back to music is what you heard when the guy said, "You're listening to Pittsburgh, blah blah blah." It's hashtag legit son. So I hear the kickoff. I'm like, or whatever wherever that kid's from, Stelma, Jay Stelma or whatever on Twitter. So
the good news is the next break has 2 commercials and music, legitimate commercials. One's gonna be for Stitcher. What else?
It's funny because like,
repair, son. I'll throw that one in there too.
Dude, literally, I was like, all right, we're gonna play a Stitcher promo, 2 commercials, and the music. I'll have time to go grab some water. So
we're trying not to make it a 2-hour show again.
Now, keep this in mind, hashtag AAS family, that you can't see me because their logo's up. Jay can't see me either, so I go to put my headphones away, and then I start listening, and I'm like, wait a second. Like, I don't have time for water.
Maybe the one viewer watching this right now really wanted to listen to the music just for a little bit. Nice little break. We just talked about a lot of shit. Kind of digest it. Take it in.
That's why I wanted a commercial break.
Well, they can listen to the music.
Oh, man.
All right. I'll make it better. Don't worry.
Man. You yelled at me, talking about, slacker, did you come up with the map today, you idiot?
Just spend all night looking up royalty-free music.
Look,
It's
no,
okay.
you get to sit and yell at college kids all day.
Yeah, I do.
I get to sit and watch high school girls yell at me for Austin Mahone tickets. Okay. Oh,
I really want to win the tickets.
Oh,
I did everything to win the tickets.
Son of a bitch.
I really want to win the tickets.
All right, so I know nothing about this chairless chair.
Word.
Frankly, because I got yelled at again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes before we go on to the show, Jay goes, "Well, you didn't add the chairless chair story to the map, did you?" Who do I sound like?
I don't know. You don't sound like me.
Oh, you didn't add the chairless chair. This is my Jim Gaffigan impression.
You didn't add the chairless chair?
I'm just going to go eat some Hot Pockets.
What's he talking about?
What's he talking about?
He's
You actually do that better than I do.
How long's he going to talk about Hot Pockets?
I gotta go that. Dude, I might just download that tonight on my iPhone. Oh my god, that guy's so fucking hilarious, man. I feel bad for
dude, he's
cussing too,
comedy.
by the way, because I feel like your family listens and it'd be bad.
No, I doubt it, son.
Or they go back and watch and they're like, "Who's that guy that cusses a lot?"
He swears a lot.
Dude, fuck drunk Harrison Ford. That's what I do. Why does the fat short guy cuss so much?
I don't like that.
I don't either. Let's go listen to the Say What
Family
podcast.
show.
Oh my god, the Say What podcast cusses too. Where's the FCC?
They also have explicit content.
Dude, you're doing so well.
It's because we both wear glasses.
I wear glasses, you weirdo. What are you talking about? How long is he going to talk about Hot Pot? I got to go and listen to it like 1,000 times now.
So anyways, the chairless chair.
Oh.
That's not just like the title of the story. That is
How is he going to talk
legitimately
about the
the name.
chairless chair?
I think I just want to talk about it some more.
I'm dying.
So it's kind of the same thing. So the chairless chair is literally the name of this product. The main target audience is for factory assembly line and distribution centers. Where my initial thought before I even read this is, why don't they just sit in a chair?
That's a pretty good damn idea.
It's like, oh, you know what these assembly workers really need? They really need a way to sit
I got
down.
a cool idea I wrote down on paper. What we're gonna do is, but Bob, why not? Why don't they just sit in a freaking chair?
Well, there is a reason behind it. They say that standing for hours on end causes a lot of distress on your lower limbs, your muscles start to hurt, blah, blah, blah. The reason is that chairs would take up too much space in the assembly line. They're impractical, according to
So, hold on, let me get this
some
right.
person, Gunura,
Gunnar,
some
cool.
person.
Let me get this right. So my leg is killing me. Like people are watching it all one right now are like, why is he bending it over like that?
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Oh wait, are we allowed to play? Are we allowed to play comedy
No.
clips?
No.
Are we not?
No.
Are you kidding?
We could probably play news clips because the news doesn't profit off
Wait,
of...
we.
They don't sell like news CDs. They sell comedy CDs though, so
Wait.
it's definitely a way to monetize his content because it's his material.
I'm talking about just like a clip, not a whole thing. Like we are allowed in our sweepers, which is the stuff you hear in between the music in radio.
Right.
Like a lot of rock stations use like Family Guy clips and stuff. They use that.
I don't know.
I think we should try it.
I think we should. I don't have any.
And if Jim Gaffigan gives us a C and D, then so be it. We'll cease and desist. So let me get this right. So this machine, this chairless chair, straps to your ass and it straps to your legs.
Yep, and then there is a damper, which it's like a piston. So if you open like a school door and it's got that arm, the reason it closes softly is because it has a damper on it. Well, this damper is ran by a 6-volt battery that will last you 8 hours, which is kind of funny, and I'll explain a little bit more of this. Imagine if the damper goes out. Like, what if you work longer than shift? You just it's kind of like a Segway. Like when a Segway loses power, it just falls forward.
How
you're
long
sitting
is it
there.
going to sit like that?
Why are we still talking about the chair?
Oh
We're gonna talk about this all night?
I thought this show was interesting. What happened? Where's TJ?
Why do they even need a map? They just talk about the same thing.
Holy shit, bro! You sound just like him.
They're wasting my time.
I could be listening to the Nerdist.
They're wasting their own time.
Yeah, bro, you sound like I literally now want to find a contact for his management and be like, listen, you need to show Jim this video because this is Jim's doppelganger faux show, son. Oh my God, I got drunk Harrison Ford and you got Jim.
Oh,
I
and the
started
one person
listening into the middle of this. Why are they talking like that?
Where did this drunk come from?
Who's Jim Gaffigan?
Somebody take him back to the bar.
All right, so this chair, okay, that's a good point though. Like, what if this chair just straight up goes out on you? Are you just sitting then?
Well, in future iterations, it's gonna just be able to do it off of friction or something, which seems a lot easier than a battery power. But apparently,
You know what
friction is
seems
very-
easier? You know what seems easier? Sitting in what we're sitting in right now.
Right. Stools are relatively small and skinny. You can sit on a
Yeah.
stool, and it's not the same as a chair. Anyways, it's people over in Europe trying to be fancy and create all these things. And what really makes you realize that this is for a hoity-toity kind of company is that the test assembly lines, because it's not available to the public, is BMW and Audi. So they're the only two companies that get to utilize this chairless chair technology for now. Unless you're interested, and then you can contact them, and then there's an email.
Wait, I can order a chair? I want to order a chair.
Well, you can't order one yet. It would have to be for a company. You'd have to contact Noonee, Noonee is the name of the company, directly.
I don't think we're going to. I don't think we're going to be able to sponsor a chair after we just ripped apart their chair, literally on the podcast in all one person. Hey, if you are watching,
They're gonna have to come up with a cooler name than the Chairless Chair. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
All right, if you had to come up with a name for the chairless chair, what would it be?
Not the chair. I don't know.
C squared, yo.
C squared. That's a good one.
Chairless chair.
The Chairless Chair. Call it. Well, no.
Isn't it a double standard though? The chairless chair.
Well, it's
Why
still
are
a
they
chair.
still talking about the chair?
Look at these pictures, though. It's like not only is the name bad, but like the advertising. What are they wearing? Why do they have like blue blockers on?
Bro, next time
look at-
you need to like upload that into your Google Hangout and just that upload that into your Google Hangout if you can while we go to the actual commercial break and see if you can't pull it up and save that. So just we'll randomly pull out the chairless chair along with Kiki and Foes.
The Chairless Chair. I can do
Holy crap. Hey, if you are watching us live on YouTube, you can make a comment. It's in our pants. It's in our pants.
that somewhere. Well, why don't you keep talking, because everything that I have is only one commercial and then a teaser for something that is not going to get us revenue, even though we don't get paid for the sponsors. That's
Jay. You know, for someone that told me that I was a slacker, seems like I pulled off a pretty good show tonight with all of your.
Going swimmingly.
Anyway, the Almost
Hold
Show
on.
podcast is sponsored by the Chairless Chair.
You know what it is sponsored by? Amazon.com.
We are sponsored by Amazon.com. That's right, everybody. Today's show sponsored by Amazon.com. You can go to the Almost a Show podcast Facebook page. Not really. AlmostAShow.com. Click the Amazon link at the bottom of the front page. Do all your shopping through AlmostAShow.com and get spam. I'm just kidding. There is no spam there. Was that good? Was that a Casey Kasem right there?
It sounded like Harry Carey. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Who's trying to do some shopping on Amazon?
Do you want to go to the moon? I know I do. And I get all my moon equipment from Amazon.com.
We all know the moon isn't made of green cheese.
I also buy my moon cheese from Amazon at almostashow.com. Do you? I know I do.
We're almost there.
I'm Casey Kasem. This next story comes from a little girl in Iowa. And she writes, Dear Casey, why are you such an asshole? You fuck. P.S.
Oh my gosh.
P.S. You're dead and no one knows when your funeral is. Did you see Howard Stern's Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yes.
Hilarious. People got mad at me like, well, he nominated a dead guy, Casey Kasem. I was like, it was a joke. Have a little laugh.
No, that's... Comedy is lost on people these days. Everything's so serious.
I think that's what we'll do. We'll just do Harry Carey can do the Amazon dry read there.
Well,
if you're watching us,
Jim Gaffigan.
I want to know Jim we got Jim Gaffigan, we got drunk Harrison Ford, who's drunk in the corner over here, and we have Harry. I must say Harry Connick Jr.
I can't do a Louisiana accent. It's too smooth.
I don't like him.
Harry Connick Jr.?
Yeah, he tried to be a dick on the Almost Show podcast.
We had him on once when the show was actually having viewers.
On American Idol, and then like one night he'd be a dick, and next night he'd be like, "Oh, I really love you," and the next night he'd be Simon Cowell, and then I was like, "Yo, just pick one." Like, I get you got to be a stereotype. I get it. Just pick one. But anyway, are you good over there? We good?
We're good, son.
Are you sure?
Well, we'll see.
Oh boy. Anyway, in all seriousness, the show is sponsored by Amazon. You can click the link at almostashow.com down there in the bottom. Also, if you're on YouTube watching us, we appreciate it, and you can comment with your comments in our pants, and we'll actually we'll put them up on the screen there, because that's what we do with live shows. Again, we are live 11 p.m. East, 8 p.m. West. It's almostashow.com. We will be back, of course, with Jay and myself. My name is Sean. And why are they still talking? I want to get a Hot Pocket.
Just go to a commercial.
It happened to Silas, and it could happen to you. It happens every single day, and it haunts people for years and years. How could it happen? Why would such a thing happen? You're probably wondering,
what happened?
Every day somebody drops their phone and hears the shatter of glass into 1,000 pieces. Don't be a victim of shattered glass syndrome. Get help.
Have your phone or smart device fixed today from ER Wireless. From broken phones to cases for your smartphone or device, ER Wireless has got you covered. ER Wireless is located at 3223C North Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville, right next to the...
Hey man, do you ever want your house just to fall down?
No.
Want your deck just to fall apart when your family's over and having a cookout?
No, man, I don't know.
What about if grandma just stepped on or just fell? Repair to prevent such hazardous things from happening.
If I call Carpenter Home Service and Repair, Grandma will survive the family cookout?
And Repair is the handyman you need for anything to do with home repair, from carpentry, electrical, plumbing, flooring, remodels, and repairs. Make your first and only call Carpenter Home Service and Repair. Find them on Facebook or contact Greg Carpenter at 864-414-8641 or email carpenterhomerepair@hotmail.com. Carpenter Home Service and Repair, making your home beautiful and keeping Grandma safe.
Yes, sir. It's the Almost a Show podcast live, 11 p.m. East. Hey, you turn that down pretty quick, man.
Just doing
Let
my
it ride
job.
out. Let it ride out. Anyway, 11 p.m. East. Going on, guys? Same with
Reminds me of the Great Gatsby. The new one, not the old one.
Never watched it.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Never saw the first one, probably.
That's a good one. The new one sucks.
Hey, so it's the Almost Show podcast, 11 p.m. East, 8 p.m. on the West pot smoking time. You can always find us almostashow.com. Brand new website, clouds are included. We gave those to you for free. You can watch them for free. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can do all that there. You don't have to
We
give
have
you
a
all
Vine
this
now
links.
too.
Yeah, no. Hey, by the way, what's that Vine? Well, we're going to talk about that Vine app or some app you were using a little bit, right?
Yeah, it wasn't fine, but we will talk about what I used earlier today.
And of course, at Almost a Show on Twitter, we're very active on Twitter. Shouts to all of our hashtag AAS family, and big ups to Jay. He does a lot of tweeting. We reached 2,400 followers on Twitter, which
Doing
is
it
pretty
big.
pretty big for a podcast. That isn't Nerdist status and backed up by Nerdist money.
We don't even. I mean, we'll let you know when it goes up on Stitcher and iTunes. We'll let you know when the show's coming up, but really just like talking with you guys. So if you follow us and you're tweeting, you're likely to get a response from me, and it's not like, hey, that's really interesting. You should listen to us talking about it Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. East Coast. The Almost Show podcast, youtube.com/almostshow. It's like, no, that's a good story, son. Or, I'm sorry you had a bad day. Or, hope school was cool. Just stuff like that. Just like to chat with you guys.
Hope school's cool. Glad you're chatting with the high schoolers.
Word!
Doing
I
all
want
you
to win
can.
Austin Mahoney tickets!
It's Austin Mahone.
Austin Mahone tickets! I want to go,
Yes.
Sean.
Yes. I think that, I was born in '85. I don't know, when were you born?
86.
Oh, I'm older than you.
Just by a little bit.
So I was born in the '80s, grew up in the '90s, and of course have had to figure out adult life in my 2000s. And I look back and I think that the '90s. Now, granted, I wasn't around in the '80s to really remember. I wasn't around in the '70s, but I've heard stories. I wasn't around in the '60s, but I heard stories. But I think the '90s were possibly the best generation. It was on that cuff of like, you had cool technology, but compared to what we have today, it wasn't shit.
Yeah, like if you hand somebody a Talkboy now, they'll be like, what is that?
Hi,
Talkboy.
I'm Kevin McAllister, and I would like a room in New York City. Dude, I actually had one. So,
Yeah, I had a Talkboy too.
best N64 game ever was?
I'm just gonna go with Mario 64. It was like revolutionary for the gaming industry. It was the first 3D kind of platform. Well, it wasn't even platforming at that point because it wasn't side-scrolling. It was just a fun adventure. Graphics were like, oh my god, this is amazing. It was just cool.
True story.
You gonna go with like GoldenEye, or are you just gonna say?
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. GoldenEye was my game.
I feel like GoldenEye's too cliche.
Yeah, you got to do 2-player. 2-player's where it was.
Yeah.
2-player. Like my buddy Jamie, one of my best friends in life. I can vividly remember like just playing GoldenEye until his mom was like, "Go outside and just go outside."
Right.
Like, stop, like go outside, like. And he had 4-wheelers, and he had 63 acres of land, so he had all this crap, and he had just like Pac-Man. His house was like this, and I'm not trying to brag about him, but like his dad was like a representative of the state, like worked for the governor, so like he was well off, and he had cool toys, but he never bragged about them. But like he had all this stuff, but that was the like of all the toys in the house to play with, and all 3 floors of his house,
Wow.
We were like, hey, let's play GoldenEye for 8 hours. 2-player. I was like, no big deal. But actually, it's funny because today marks 22 years ago is when Mario Kart was first released.
Ooh, also a good game.
Yeah. So that give you a little perspective on life and make you feel
Like
old.
the Super NES Mario Kart or Mario Kart 64.
It doesn't say. It's this time hop app. I don't know if you know what it is.
No.
It just sends you back into time.
Because I distinctly remember playing Mario Kart SNES, so Super Nintendo, with my sister, and we would rent it from a video store because they used to have those back in the day where you could go and rent a video game or a movie that wasn't Redbox. It was like an actual brick and mortar store.
Wait, what are these things made of? What? You rented video game? Holy crap.
You did. It wasn't GameFly. It didn't come in the mail. You actually went to a place and got the cartridge. But we would hold down the A button because that was the gas, and we would have to put Band-Aids on our fingers because they would be raw from just holding down the A button. We would play the game so much.
Why is he still talking about the A button?
I thought they said this was just going to be an hour.
This is not an hour. It's almost an hour.
I can't even trust them.
Where's the Nerdist? The only podcast that mentions every other podcast. No, so I feel like the 90s were the best ever. Boy Meets World. I mean, of course, everybody grew up watching Boy Meets World if you were within the realm of the 90s and you weren't like 30. Full House happens to be one of my all-time faves.
Yeah, I've heard on the show you talk about Full House a couple times.
Yeah, so Full House was one of my favorites. Now they're bringing back. Is this legit or is this rumor? Are they bringing back Full House?
This is legit. So Warner Brothers TV is mulling a new take on Full House. So it doesn't say if it's going to be exactly Full House. It could be like Joey, which was a spinoff of Friends.
Well, what I've heard is that they're going to bring back as many characters as possible from the original Full House.
Yep, leading the charge is John Stamos, who plays Uncle Jesse, in case you didn't happen to know, who has ownership stake of the show, so it gives him a good reason to champion the new series. Original executive producer and creator are actively involved. Candace Cameron Burr, DJ, Jodie Sweetin, who plays Stephanie, and Andrea Barber, who plays Kimmy, are on board, while Bob Saget and Dave Coulier, I'm going with because I think he's Canadian, are also involved in some way. So it looks like it's got some legs, and this could be something that's coming back because Boy Meets World is having some success as a revamp, and why not jump on it? Get that money.
I think Bob Saget will definitely do it. I think he's not. And I don't think that. Excuse me. I don't think that the Olsen twins.
Yeah, there's no mention of them in the story at all.
Well, I mean, they're. I mean, be honest. They've made all the money already. Like those girls just sit all day and just collect money.
Clothing line, all kinds of royalty stuff.
Syndication. The movies they made when they were little, they did it right, kinda. I think I mean, you can be fucked up as a kid and go through that kind of stuff, or like once you get out of it, you're so just like, because I think you grow up on a show, and maybe you think that show is the reality, but in reality it's the show. So I don't think they would come back. I think they would just be like, I don't know, she died in a fiery crash or something. I don't know. But can you imagine if they were like that?
Because when they were little, it was easy for them to just bring one on and bring one off.
Right.
As they're older, they both have their own distinct look. It would be very difficult for them to be matched up and still believe that.
What they should do is actually she had twins and they accidentally left the other one at the hospital. Right. And then somehow magically, they were rekindled together throughout, before the show it rekindled itself again. Me personally, Full House, I don't know, man. Like I haven't watched Girl Meets World, which is the Boy Meets World spinoff with D Fish, who doesn't talk to us anymore.
Damn thing.
I don't know. It's like Girl Meets World. I feel like is absolutely geared to a whole new generation.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, I didn't watch the VMA, so obviously I'm not watching Disney Channel to watch Girl Meets World or whatever it is, but Boy Meets World was like one of my favorite shows. So,
Well, but
I almost have it, I hold it in like some nostalgia that I almost don't like the idea of a reboot.
unless it was catered to our 20 mid late 20 something month,
Right.
and you looked lost like someone just told you to get off the computer.
No, I'm listening to you because your computer is acting not so nice, so I'm trying to follow along.
So what I'm trying to say is this: is that if they gear it towards like a Disney spin-off where it goes on the Disney Channel for some odd reason, I don't think it would. Then I don't think I'd watch because it's on the Disney Channel and I'd feel like a child pervert watching stuff on the Disney Channel because I don't have kids.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be like they had to have grown with us, and therefore the content needs to be what we're talking about.
If it were on ABC like it was for the 8 years that it was on, then absolutely.
AIF.
But I don't know. I'm just. It's a good idea if they do it where they cater to us. It's a bad idea if they're going to try to cater to a younger crowd. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely. I still don't think so though. I want to hold it and have it be just a '90s thing.
Why are they still talking about the Olsen twins?
They just need to move on.
They just need to eat a Hot Pocket.
They don't know when to stop.
I think that's when the show is the funniest. The show is the funniest when we just do Jim Gaffigan impressions.
Next week on the Almost a Show podcast.
He's going to come on and be like, listen, guys, that's copyright infringement somehow.
Right.
Can't do it.
We understand you have a YouTube partnership where you're allowed to put pre-roll ads over the top of your videos. If you keep doing the Jim Gaffigan, though, you're going to have to stop. I would give me the money.
Can't even do it anymore. Anyway, moving on to the next subject. Going back to that real quick. Yeah, if it caters to us, it's great. If not, then I'm not worried about it. I think Bob Saget would do it just because, like, why not? Like that. I think that was the star of the show. I find it funny because as I was a kid, I didn't know that he was this like dirty like comedian.
Yeah,
and then I watched him. I watched him on Entourage, and I was like, holy crap! Like,
right,
you're a dirty pervert with naked women around you in Entourage. But
do you like Entourage? Are you excited for that movie to come out?
I've watched them all except for season 8. I gotta go find it. It's not on Netflix because Netflix and HBO hate each other. So I gotta go find a season 8. I gotta stop being lazy. I'm watching Lost right now on Netflix.
Right.
There's 1 minute left in the show, and they're still talking.
They said they had another topic.
You do it better than I do because you had this like ghost voice.
It wasn't even Netflix that the topic was on.
Nobody's even watching this show.
I think they just like to hear themselves talk. They must be lonely.
Oh. Yeah, I'm on Lost on Netflix. Have you watched that show, bro?
I made it to when the polar bear came out of the woods, and I was like, nope, done. Not watching this anymore. I have no idea what's going on. I'm never going to catch on.
Do you mind if I ruin it for you?
Son, it's been out for like 8 years. You're not going to ruin it for anybody.
All right, so So I was telling Future Wife today, I was like, she's like, how far along are you Lost? I said, I'm on the last season. She's like, how is it? I said, all right, let me explain something. I was like, there's a polar bear on an island. Why are they talking about a polar bear? And So I was like, I go, okay. Jay, I go, okay. It's a polar bear. It could be possible. Polar bears can live off of cold weather. It could be possible. All right.
In the Bahamas.
Here's where it lost me. Okay. So they all get rescued by a helicopter. Okay.
Okay.
They're flying back to the island. They want to go back.
We gotta go back.
We have to go back. They're hot pockets.
Why do they want to go back?
So they want to go back.
Place?
They're all flying in this helicopter.
They're just a bunch of gluttons for punishment.
So shit. All right, so they're flying back to the island, and all of a sudden, Jay, I'm not
into trouble in the first place. They never learned their lesson.
First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
Fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice, strike three.
So they're flying back to the island, and the camera's like facing the island.
Right.
But they're all inside this helicopter. They're flying back because I think they want to rescue other people that they didn't get to rescue on the island.
We gotta go back.
We gotta go back. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jay, I'm not kidding. Here's the ocean. This is the ocean. It's the ocean. Okay. This is the island. My microphone. This is the ocean. My microphone is the island. Okay. See,
right.
Microphone's the island. All right. Here we go. That's the island.
Okay.
This is what happens. They're flying to the island. Okay. To it.
Okay.
This is what happens. This is the ocean. This is the island. It drops into the ocean.
It like falls over like a tree?
No.
It sinks down.
It sinks into the ocean. It disappears. They're flying, and that's when I looked at the TV and I looked at my dog Percy, and I said, "Now they're just making shit up." Polar bear, okay, maybe,
right?
But this island just sunk into the ocean, and that's all I know right now.
How many more episodes are left?
I think like 5. Like at this point, people are now back in the city of New York and California, and Taiwan or wherever she was from, and now there's
there was a really good like Conan skit where they were talking about the writers for Lost. And they got just so discombobulated with the story, like they got too deep. They're like, screw it, we got to run with it. So there's just this big dartboard in the writer's room. And they're literally just throwing darts. And whatever it lands on, it's like, all right, we can tie that into the story. I mean, we had polar bears in the 3rd episode. We can make it happen.
That's true. And the smoke.
I don't know. I don't even know what the smoke is. I never made it that far.
No, it was at the beginning. It was certainly at the beginning. But anyway, so that's where I'm at on Lost. They're still talking.
They said this one wasn't going to be 2 hours.
It's going to be. No, it's seriously not. Moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about, you sent me this.
This is what I've been looking at while we've been talking about Lost. She's just been sitting here.
Oh, wait, can you remove your lower third so they can see everything?
Yeah, let me... I can. That's something I have the ability to do. There we go. Where's the cam? There it is. Look at her.
So look. By the way, Jay, you know you can upload these and do like basically this kind of thing, right?
Okay. You know, recorded phone man.
You know you can do like you can basically just upload it as an image, right?
Oh.
Like, I mean, look, Jay. Basically, it's like, hey, somebody put bullet holes in your house. Just call Carpenter Home Service and Repairs, and there's the logo.
There it is.
So anyway, so we're talking about show that photo again because we're in TV in 1972 and we can't upload.
There we go.
All right, so this is Erin. Okay, Erin likes to wear next to nothing.
As you can see in the photo,
she is a bit obese, and she this homegirl. Look, Erin doesn't look happy already.
No, she does not.
in that photo. And I got nothing against girls with little more meat on you. I don't
Right.
care. Like you're
No.
beautiful the way you are. Megan Trainor, all about that bass. There you go. It's all for you.
No trouble.
This is what Aaron. Did she tweet or Facebook or write this?
No, son. She is a columnist, or maybe she's just a contributor to the Huffington Post. She is an activist, writer, student at Ohio University.
Okay. So these are the 5 things that she wrote about, right?
Yeah, so she's a body image and fat positive activist, whatever the hell that is. How are you a fat positive activist? Oh, she tells you, which basically means that I don't believe there's anything inherently wrong or bad with being fat. In fact, I love being fat, since I enjoy wearing a lot of clothes that reveal my skin and show off my body, like crop tops, short skirts and shorts, bikinis, leggings, and a tight dress. I have to deal with a lot of backlash, because God forbid a fat woman likes the way she looks and lets the world know it. Because fat girls aren't supposed to take pleasure in our bodies, or even consider showing other people what they look like, there's a lot of shit that can hit the fan, mostly caused by other people not knowing how to handle someone as sexy as me owning it. The good news is that fat positive movement is starting to take off, and people are starting to notice. The hashtag #FatKini has gone viral on Twitter. Plus sizes are starting to be sold at stores of hip and trendy retailers like Forever 21 and H&M. Not true. And fat is starting to lose some of its signum as a bad word. Also not true. So she just thinks it's awesome to be overweight, which is fine. You should definitely love the way you are, and if that's the way God made you. But God doesn't want you to have diabetes, Aaron. And I would say that you should probably get up some Planet Fitness.
Okay, look. So you got nothing wrong with being there's nothing wrong with being a little overweight. I mean, well, there is. I mean, there's the health conscious decision. Hence why I'm going to Planet Fitness, and I did freaking TJ and I did ab fucking crunches till we cried our eyes out on the floor the other night. There's nothing wrong with this woman. If this is how she wants to live her life, that's fine. Here's the issue I have with it. The photo, which I believe we have a link posted, facebook.com/almostashow, shows her wearing a tank top with her stomach showing.
It's a gut. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, well you can. And she's not wearing a bra, so therefore you can see her nipples through her shirt. Now,
right.
Here's the thing, is that even if you're a skinny girl and you walk out of the house wearing your stomach showing and your nipples are poking out because you're not wearing a bra, what does that make you? Makes you a slut, right?
Well, those are your words.
Well, that's what people would assume. Like,
right. The stigma would come across as she's either easy or she just has slutty tendencies.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so Erin is in a mirror, I guess, in her bathroom, I'm assuming. She's taking selfies with her stomach showing and her nipples hanging out.
Yep.
And so, there's a way for you to express that you are fine about your weight and also show other girls that, okay, so you don't weigh $120, but you're still beautiful, right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, whether she's 105 pounds or 205 pounds, she can still be a beautiful person.
So, okay, first is what she said. She's 5 things you need to know about interacting with fat fashionistas. Number 1, you need to get over it. This is her words on the HuffPost. Seriously, take a seat, actually take several. If you're offended by me showing my stomach or the way my thighs jiggle, you need to fuck off. My body is my own, and no one has the right to tell me what to do with it, period. Boo-hoo, you have to look at a fat woman's body. You do need to realize that we live in a world filled with violence and oppression, right? Start getting angry about that and leave my fatness out of it. This is a woman that's just angry about life. This has nothing to do with her being fat.
No, it has her to do with having this radical or extreme kind of advocate attitude.
Her face in her photo,
she just looks pissed.
To me, has that I'm pissed because people look at me and stare at me. Well, people are looking at you and staring at you. I don't think necessarily because you're overweight. I think it's because you're dressing like Hoochie Mama. That good.
Yeah, and I was sitting at Starbucks today, highlighting, taking some notes and stuff for the show, and there was a younger girl. She's probably in high school, skinny, 100 pounds, 105 pounds, dressed in next to nothing. And granted, it's relatively hot out, but super short shorts, a little tube top, showing midriff, all this stuff. And I thought the same exact thing. It wasn't like, oh, well, she's skinny, so she could wear that and get away with it. I looked at her and said, like, what were you thinking when you left the house today? Not that you can't show off your sexuality and be a woman, but it's just not a good look. Like
girls that do that and that post photos like that on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and especially the ones that post photos of like this. Okay, if you're watching the Almost Show podcast, I can't really do it a whole lot, but the ones that do this and push.
Don't take any clothes off.
He's had too many hot pockets. The girls. The girls that take your photo of yourself, of your face, air quotes,
right,
but yet you're pushing your T's together because it's going to get 175 likes because your T's are hanging out. Those are the people that simply want attention. And
right.
In her second point, where she says, "Don't stare, I'm a person, not eye candy." Well, Aaron, that's what you're trying to perceive. That's
not doing yourself any favors, Aaron.
Like, if you would dress with just jeans and a nice shirt,
or shorts. By all means, wear a skirt, wear shorts. They just don't have to be glorified underwear.
Because honestly,
you don't need to wear a shirt that's basically a bra.
And maybe I'm missing something here, but she's not that fat. Sorry, that sounds right. She's not obese.
Terribly overweight. No.
But it's funny because reading some of the comments down here at the HuffPost. Nathan makes a good point on the Huffington Post website. Or newsflash, nobody's considering you eye candy. They're staring at you because you're a freak show. And okay, maybe that's harsh words, but in a way, you're to me, I feel like she's just trying to grab attention from people that walk in to go, oh, did you see this girl wear next to nothing? But like you said, Starbucks, homegirl walked in, 100 pounds soaking wet, and she still got stared.
Yeah, she just looks ridiculous.
So to me, I feel like Aaron from the Huffington Post, or the Huffington Post article, is doing it more to grab attention for whatever reason.
Right, because step 3 is keep most, but especially negative comments to yourself. So if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Number 4 is never ever fat shame her. But then number 5 is give me compliments and give me comments. So she doesn't want the kickback if you have something negative to say, if you don't approve of how she's acting or the way that she looks when she steps out. But if you do, those comments, those ones are okay. So if you can only say nice things, don't say anything mean to Aaron.
Well, I hate to bust Aaron's bubble because I do the Almost a Show podcast and I also work in radio, and I'm told every single day that, man, that was a great break, man, I loved what you did. But I also get told by vice presidents of companies and GMs and program directors of things that I do wrong, and you know what I do?
Right.
Correct them. And so, Aaron, if you're watching this, for whatever reason, if you stumbled upon it, nobody's making fun of you. I think that's the thing that I don't want to say, oh, she's fat, because that's not. I don't think she's obese. I mean, for the photo that I'm looking at here on my iPad, but there's a way of carrying yourself, and I worked with a girl across the street at the station, not like literally across the street, but figuratively in the same market where she knew she was a little on the obese side. But I love that girl to death, still do. Like probably one of my good friends.
Right.
And she's losing weight. We're all proud of her. But even her going out to the club to find a man or to just hang out with guys or to flirt with guys, like she wasn't dressing like Erin was. She was dressing modestly. And how am I trying to put this, Erin? From HuffPost, you attract the attention that you want.
Yep.
If you want people to, what is it? Let me find one of her. If you don't want people to stare at you because you're not eye candy, then wear clothes that are everyday life. I mean,
yeah, reality, not a music video, not down at the beach or.
And Erin, yeah, if you were headed to the beach, I mean,
Exactly.
like put a bathing suit on. Do that.
Throw on the bikini.
But Erin, even girls that are wearing stuff like this, they're 100 pounds, are still getting looked at. And yeah, maybe our guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna hit that. But they're not the guys you want to attract in your life, and it's not the attention you want to attract. I think Erin is just looking for some attention from the Huffington Post, and the Huffington Post decided to give her the attention. So why are they still talking? It's 17 minutes past. I have a bedtime.
No, I don't have time for this.
I'm going to have to watch the replay.
Well, if it's on Stitcher, I can just skip the parts that are boring. That's most of the show.
It goes straight to the Nerdist.
I'll just play the beginning and the end.
If Chris Hardwick only knew how many times we've plugged his show on our show, I think he would actually come on the show.
Well, it's legitimately the only reason that he's popular is because people are going to his show because they watch our show. So let's be real.
That's actually true. No, and I'm not making fun of Erin. To wrap things up here, Erin, seriously, it's to me, man, it's just like, yo, you don't need to, nobody needs to. I mean, yeah, like go to the beach, show off your, I don't mind. I'm trying to think of like a situation where that's okay.
That's one of the reasons why I love my wife so much is that she doesn't have a body problem.
Get those suck-up points.
But it's true. It's one of the things that attracts me to her is that she dressed like a woman, and that's not misogynistic at all. She doesn't wear a long dress. She wears shorts, and she'll wear a tank top and all those things, but she doesn't wear a ton of makeup. She doesn't just flaunt and run herself around, and
and look,
you will attract a man if you act like a woman.
Here's the thing. I'll put it this way. If we'll go back to the beginning of the show, when they're going back to the beginning.
God, I'm not a math major, but that's almost 3 hours long. Doubling down on the badness.
We'll go back to the topic from the beginning, the VMAs, where we talked about Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj went out and acted a fool. She was stupid. She got on the ground, humping the ground, and I don't understand why some people think that that's flattering, because that's not. Even us in radio go, that's the dumbest thing we've ever heard. Your boy Chris Cruz on KMPS hates Nicki Minaj. And there's a reason, and that's part of the reason. When Ariana Grande stepped out on stage and she was wearing a long dress, honestly, when even Ariana Grande wore like shorts, yes, they were short, but they weren't like, hey, here's my camel toe short. It was you can still, how do I put this? You can
be sexy without being slutty.
I'm going into Cocktails of Patrick mode here, going into relationship like sex like girl status here. I hope Patrick would be proud of me if he's listening to this. I think there's always a for guys that aren't just looking to bang and get out, there's always that mystery. Like if you know, okay, so if you're wearing like the tank top that she's wearing, okay, but if she pulled the tank top down and she put a bra on and she was rocking some shorts, then I think she would look she would be a totally different woman, and she was smiling. Right. That's the other thing. Like leave. I think what I'm trying to say is leave some imagination to the eye. Don't flaunt yourself in this this way, because this is what you're going to get is people talking about you, right? Which is what you wanted. I wish they'd hurry up. I'm almost. And plus, her, and I'll say this one thing, and then I'm done with my rant for the night with Aaron. And you know what? I think I'm gonna send this podcast to Aaron because I want you to.
We're not hating on her by any stretch of the imagination. She's not a horrible person. She's not this crazy whack job. I just think that she's angry, and instead of maybe taking some positive steps for herself, and not saying that she has to be 105 pounds. She can be beautiful just the way she is. But if she took some positive steps and understanding of what she's trying to accomplish is having the opposite effect, then maybe she would be a happier person.
But I think Erin has more issues than that, because just like listening to her language in her Huffington Post article, where she's dropping F-bombs, and I drop F-bombs too, but I think it's in like a sarcastic,
angry kind of way,
a non the way of, I hate you. This like her language, and not even just cussing, but just the language she uses. I even the demeanor of this article, I feel like is, I'm so angry at life, and like to me, if you don't, if people were like staring at you, then change it. Like, that's why I'm going to Planet Fitness, and just crunching and making vines with TJ. Like, I don't know. That's just me. That's my rant. Aaron, I wish you all the best. I seriously do. But if you listen to this, I feel like it's more than just your clothing that you have to get under control. It's your attitude on life as well.
Yeah, and I mean, people don't like to be lectured. So if you're trying to change somebody's opinion about this situation and what you believe is going on in the world, where fat people just have this horrible negative stigma around them and people treat them worse, nobody wants to be lectured. That's never an effective way to get somebody to start seeing your worldview, is by talking down to them and calling them, stupid, or just being pissed at them. You got to meet them in the middle, and you have to approach it in a way that's a little bit softer. Put on the kid's gloves and try to meet in the middle, and I think you'll have more success than just swearing and telling people they're dumb.
I agree. And that is where we were going to end the Almost a Show podcast. Oh my gosh, they're ending!
Thought this time would never come.
Oh my gosh! Hey, don't forget, you can always find us 11 p.m. East, 8 p.m. West on YouTube, where you can make little comments. Any comments tonight, Jay? Any more than one viewer?
Nope.
Man, those YouTube lawyers just sitting in a room. That's what they're doing.
It's just them, just waiting. They got Jim Gaffigan online, too.
I hear they're making fun of me. Anyway, you can find us on the tweets at Almost a Show, Facebook and Instagram at almostashow.com. Of course, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel always. You can do that. Actually, you can do that right from our website, almostashow.com. Just click the subscribe button. You're in. You'll get an email letting you know when we're doing a show, and also when shows have been done. That's what we do, yo. We hook you up, and we don't spam you. And we try to do Jim Gaffigan voices and Carson Daly or Carly. Who am I trying to think of?
I have no idea. Carrie.
Hi. I can't do it. I'm so tired. I'm trying to get through it, man. So it's 12:24 over here. Anyway, don't forget, today's show is brought to you by Amazon.com. You can shop through Amazon at almostashow.com. You can click the Amazon link at the bottom of the page. Please do so, because we love you. Almostashow.com.
Later.
Actually, you know, I should
There are
have.
many ways to listen to this unorganized
I guess we're
debacle
done.
of a sometimes weekly show. You can check out the Almost a Show podcast from
Keep
anywhere in
going.
the world with the Stitcher app.
Why
Here's
is he
how.
playing that
Step 1,
music?
download the Stitcher app. Step 2, search Almost a Show. And finally, Step 3, add us to your favorite shows and enjoy. And voila! You will listen to the Almost a Show podcast every week, or when we're not being lazy.
Email your questions, comments, and bank account routing numbers to info@almostashow.com.
Wait, we have more?